Hello, it's Thursday. Now this is my raccoon pattern. He consists of 823 individual stitches. However, if I was to double him every day, by day 8 he would be over 1.6 million stitches. Which got me thinking, how many days can I realistically double a pattern? So let's say I start off with a pattern that has just 100 stitches in it. If we double it on day 2, he's getting twice as wide and twice as tall. So that'll be at 400 stitches. By day 3, we're at 1600 stitches. And by day 8, that little tiny 100 stitch pattern is up over 1.6 million stitches. Now, I have deliberately picked a no-sew pattern to avoid any assembly drama. So the question of whether or not I'm allowed to sew them together outside of the 24 hours is moot. He's no-sew. But I have decided I am allowed to add finishing touches, little decorative details, that kind of thing, outside of the 24-hour window if it becomes relevant. So look, my raccoon is already a pretty big starting point for this kind of challenge, and he's not the smartest choice. But I don't want to eliminate myself on like day 2. So for day 1, I'm going to make him at the smallest possible scale that I can humanly manage. And if you're hearing this particular sound clip, it means that I succeed, I guess. If you're hearing this particular sound clip, that means that I settled on 1/4 of his starting size instead of just halving him, meaning that I'm expecting day 1 to turn out to be about this big. Okay, so I am going to be like sparing you guys a lot of the maths involved today, but if you were interested, I do actually have 2 videos walking through loosely, they're a bit old now, the process I use to do this kind of thing. So there's like a bigger video and a smaller video. The links will be in the description down below if you were curious, but for most of today I'm going to be talking generally as opposed to specifically. So here we have our starting raccoon, and for day 1 we want to get to 1/4 the size. He happens to be a very tidy 42 rows. So my goals for day 1, 10 rows, because like 42 divided by 4. And as for the stitch count, he's like 800 and something. And so if we divide that by 4, is that right? We want to divide by 4? Boop. No, we want to divide by 8. If we hit around 100 stitches, I'm going to consider this to be a win for day 1. So I'm going to be doing maths. You are not going to have to. Deal? Deal. I also think I'm going to let myself off the hook a little bit with at least this first little tiny itty bitty one. Off the hook. Regarding color changes, and instead I will embroider them on afterwards if I can even get this size to work at this scale. So let's just give this a go. And I can't imagine that this was going to take me more than an hour. If it takes me more than an hour, this challenge is already kind of doomed. So yeah, don't think he gets a snoot. I think that's his face. Little guy needs some ears. The chin should stay pretty flat. And then another cheek and another ear. Yeah. Huh. Are we trusting the process yet? It's felt like an appropriate time to wear the new shirt, but I'm not seeing the vision. It's too soon to quit though. Let's at least give this a go, right? Before you ask, yes, I am determined to stick with my 8-ply DK, my 3.5mm hook throughout this challenge, because I think that's kind of low-key the point of the challenge, is to like not play around with. I could absolutely double strand and make something bigger instantly without having to like fiddle with the pattern at all. But that's not the point. The point is to engage the crafting dark arts and see how far we can push them. So we have a tiny blobby little head that I'm really hoping still will like turn out. The doubt is strong. There's the first little foot. He's so small. These little increases for his back shaping. Thankfully the way the legs are shaped on these little guys, the raccoon that is, it makes this kind of really easy because like I'm using the same techniques, I'm just doing them closer together. I don't know if that makes sense to other people, but it certainly makes sense to me. 1, 2, 3. Where is your mother? Do you even need... Look at him! I know that he doesn't look like anything at all, but it's triggering almost like my panic reflex because he's too small. I'm fine. This is a weird place to start. This is a weird emotional place to start this video. Okay. Now there's really just the tail. So far this has been a rollicking success. We've done 7 rows so far, so we're well within our boundaries. I've had to play a little fast and loose with the actual stitch counts, but I think that it's way more important to try and get the approximate shaping in there. Did I say 4 stitch tubes were bad? I think 3 stitch tubes are worse, but this should be the only time I have to do them for this video, so I'll forgive it. He's so little. That will finish off. It didn't take very long at all. So that's the end of the crochet, so we'll mark the time there. It is currently 3:06 p.m. and honestly that probably didn't have to take as long as it even did. Face is a little flat. I'll give you guys a good look in a second. I'm just weaving the tail in and I don't even think I can tuck the tail down inside because the tube is just not big enough. Look at this. Given that took us, what, 9 minutes? And it was a leisurely 9 minutes as well. Like, I'm not going to use that as like a total predictory? A total frame of reference for how long any of the others will take us. But like, the fact that it was under 10 minutes is probably a pretty good sign. I'm assuming that each one will take me like 4 times as long as the next. Okay, so this is him. He kind of gives little cat vibes, but that's fine. I'm going to do some little embroidery on him just to enhance the raccoon. Just look at his little face. I've done a little stripy tail. I'm going to add some little eyes now. I wasn't going to turn the camera back on until he was done, but I started whimpering and I thought, hey, you're suffering. That's content. Here we go. You just need a little sniffer. And a couple of little eyes. Weeny, weeny, weeny. Because he's got a little face now. But I still think he's reading a little bit like a cat. I think a little bit of dark grey will help. So small and my fingers are so big. There we go. There is day 1's little raccoon. Tiniest little bean I have ever seen. Let me go grab a ruler and I'll tell you exactly how big he is. I can't stop cackling about it. Yeah, this is the energy we're starting today's video with. Just imagine where we're going to end up. He is 5.5 centimeters long. He's barely 2 centimeters wide, and he is about 2 centimeters tall as well. So I'm going to go ahead and they found me. So I'm going to go ahead and call day 1 a success. And I'll see you back here tomorrow for day 2. Alrighty, so with day 1 being a success, we are back for day 2. So for day 2, I'm going to be doubling this little guy, which is still functionally the same as halving the original size pattern. And it'll be honestly a little bit nice to have a few more stitches to work with. You are still just way too small, mate. Okay, so the day did kind of get away from me here. It is just after 6 o'clock in the evening, but after day 1 only took like 5 minutes. I'm potentially just a little bit overconfident about how long day 2 is going to take. I know by the time we get to like day 4, I'm going to have to actually set aside a lot more time, like a lot more time. But for today, I think we can get it knocked out this evening pretty easily. So, making a note here that it is 6:07, and we'll see how we go. Wish me luck. I'm going to try and incorporate a few more color changes this time as we go. See what we can do here. I'm going to try not to let myself get too hung up on it. Just a tiny little snoot in white. I have twice as many rows to work with to do the shaping in, but it's still just like a great deal of flattening. It's the inflattening, really. I don't know if it'll... Yeah, I don't know. After the day 1 turned out as good as it did, I'm way more confident about day 2, but it also ups the pressure a little bit. Little nose. Alright, the doubt is strong, but hopefully the next row brings it together a little more. I don't think I need all these colours anymore. Kind of just getting in the way. I know I'll thank myself later if I do colour changes now, but it's a lot harder to get them lined up as we're designing. Oh, I hope that works. Before I go any further, do we think that this is big enough to put safety eyes in? I think he might be big enough for safety eyes. Oh my goodness, someone needs to stop me. What if what if I started using my powers for evil? Don't know how I'm getting in to snap the backs on, but my goodness, I will make it work. Where's your stem, little guy? There it is. Nah, it'll be cute, it'll be cute, it'll be cute, it'll be cute, it'll be cute. It will. Wasn't going to use eyes for this size, but here we are. 5 minutes of stitching, 6 minutes of wrestling with eyes. Okay. Okay, I think this one actually needs stuffing, which is kind of exciting. Just like let's get some stuffing in ya. He's so small. I think I like this one better than the original sized one, which is upsetting. Could this be my formal application to make like mini Mischief Gang for the 12 days of crochet? Because just like imagine 12 days of this. Anyway, you need a tail, mate. Alrighty, and we are at the end of row 13, so we're 2 rows longer than day 1 already, but we still have some pretty good leeway to make a decent sized tail as well. So I think we're going to be alright here. Yarn's choosing to be difficult right at the final moment, which is really annoying, but that is the end of the crochet. So stop the timer there, and it looks like we took longer than expected. About 27 minutes there. 27 minutes isn't bad. It's a big jump from day 1, but it's not bad. So based on that, I would expect tomorrow's to take 2 or 3 hours. It's really important that we get it done in 2 hours though, if we're gonna actually make it to day 5. Anyway, let's just weave this little end on in. Let me just add his little details to him to get him ready for you. Now, he's not perfect. I'm not out here claiming that he is. He's a little crooked, he's a little twisty, but he's pretty dang cute. There is our day 2 raccoon. Alrighty, so his measurements are, hold still buddy, about 10 centimeters long and comfortably 3 centimeters wide, maybe just over, and what's the other one, tall. 3.5 tall at the tallest point. That is day 2 done. But yeah, all we have to do now is come back tomorrow and double him again for day 3. Okay, so it's day 3, and I know what you're thinking, right? Day 3 is just the original pattern. How long it takes us to make the pattern today is going to be a really strong indicator as to how far through this challenge we're actually going to get. So basically, if we can get it done in less than 6 hours, there's a pretty strong chance we'll make it through day 4. If we can get it done in less than 90 minutes, there's a pretty good chance we'll make it through day 5. And if we can get it done in just 20 minutes, there is a chance that we might make it through day 6. All right, so I have my materials ready. I have my tools here. I've got my little cheer squad present and accounted for. So now I want you guys to all just keep an eye on this timer, and we'll just see which one of those targets we managed to hit. Wish me luck. These colour changes really slow me down. I don't know how I'm doing so far. It feels like I'm going fast, but then I also can't see a timer. guys have a better idea of what I'm doing. And hey, because this pattern is available, you guys could totally time yourselves and try and get an indicator of how far you'd get through this particular challenge. Let me know in the comments how fast you guys can go. Okay, I'm up to the ears. Are we possibly done with the white? Oh, I can trim the white off. That'd be good. Getting a little tangled up. Close enough is good enough. We can't lose any time to inserting the eyes. Very crooked though. No, what happened to close enough is good enough? Okay, I put my eyes very far apart. That might be a mistake, but I think it's still gonna be cute. So, okay. We are at the start of the leg section now. That was the final row of like the ears or the head. I'm gonna trim that off, even though I know we'll be using it again in a minute. Because I'm getting very tangled and it's slowing me down. I don't know. Normally crochet is such a soothing activity as well, but right now my heart's like thub, 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 thub. Okay, head, accomplished. Moving into the legs now. Torty, you're getting in the way now. We have to be approaching the 20-minute mark by now. Who's your good boy? The end of the front leg section, we're now heading into the back leg section, meaning we are roughly halfway through the rows of this pattern. Still have no idea exactly how we're doing, but I feel like I'm going as fast as I can. Ooh, thought I lost count for a second there. I wasn't going back, but I thought I'd lost count. Right, no time for careful stuffing. No, there's always time for careful stuffing. So what's the point? Okay, we're at the end of the back leg section and we are now heading into the tail, which is the final section of this pattern. Come on now, we're in a hurry. We don't have time for this. We have one more row to go. I reckon it's been about 45 minutes. I'm hoping it's been about 45 minutes. Bodes well for most things. I would have liked it to be under 30. And the timer will stop as soon as I do the finish off. 4, 5, and... come on! 6, and finish off. Okay, well, according to the timer on my watch, that took about 50 minutes all up, which is not too bad. So let me just add the finishing details to this fellow and then we'll see where we're standing. Don't look at me like that. Alrighty, there we go. That is day 3. This one here just looks like it's baby. From the tip of his tail to the tip of his nose, I'd say that is 20 centimeters. 7 centimeters wide and about 7.5 tall at the hip. Gonna need to find some different eyes for tomorrow too. Okay, so with that taking, I'm gonna have to check the tapes, but around 45 or 50 minutes. That puts us in a really good position to be able to complete day 5 of this challenge, though it does definitely put day 6 into question. I have a theory that it's the shaping around the face and the color changes that really add a lot of time to this. So I'm thinking like the larger it gets, the more it is just plain stitching. Though I do of course have to allow room to actually do math on the rest of these days, whereas today was just like a flat strap, get the pattern done. So maybe those two things will cancel each other out. It's just occurred to me that I don't necessarily have enough yarn to finish this challenge with, so I might have to use the rest of today to run out and get some materials. So I'm gonna go resolve that now, but I'll see you back here tomorrow for day 4. Okay, we're back for day 4. I'm taking it very seriously today. Like today feels like the day when the challenge is going to start properly. So as you can see here, we have a clock to help me keep time. And I've also prepared extra yarn for each of the colors, just in case. I estimate that today's raccoon is going to end up about 40 centimeters from nose to the tip of the tail, but estimates are estimates, and so I don't really know. Now, I have also procured my secret weapon, but I'm not going to need that until tomorrow. Now, just as a reminder, today is day 4, which means we are doubling yesterday's pattern, meaning we are making a raccoon that should be 8 times the size of day 1 and have roughly 64 times the stitches. So things are going to start getting really fun. Today we're going to be trying to complete the head by the 36-minute mark. And if we can do that, I reckon we'll be in really good shape to do a couple more days on this challenge. Okay, and knowing that it took us 50 minutes start to finish yesterday, I want you to leave your guesses in the comments as to how long you think today's raccoon is going to take. I have my own personal guess. I have a goal that I want to hit, but we'll just see how we do. Okay, the clock isn't the actual time. I just thought it would be a little easier to keep track of what the time was if I just set it to midday. I'm going to free myself from these tethers. We'll reattach them when the time comes. Not really sure about how these markings are turning out, but this is what it would look like doubled. That's all I'm saying. Okay, we are at the back of the face, and now we're going to do the ears. So far so good, but we are taking longer than expected. Alright, well that's the 36-minute mark, so I guess we missed that particular deadline, but we are making progress. 46 minutes, we've finished the head and the ears, which means it's roughly taking us 4 times as long as the previous day. That is not good news for like day 5 or day 6 of this challenge. I need eyes now. So previously I've been using the 9mm safety eyes. Thankfully I do have a whole lot of 20mm safety eyes, which should be the right size scaled up. So we're going to attach those in, and then I'm going to swap to like a hyperlapse mode because I don't feel like you guys really want to sit here for the next 3 to 4 to 5 hours. So okay, I put the eyes in crooked. I don't know if I can fix that at this point, but I'm going to take a couple minutes and do it anyway, given that we're already behind. So, I just think it'll be worth it. And I actually don't know if I can fix this. Better. I gotta tell you, I'm having a little bit of a hard time trusting the process at the moment. I don't know if these feet are going to work at this scale. Maybe I just need to trust the process. We'll know pretty soon. I think we have one more row before it... Oh my goodness, look at him. Yeah, we're gonna find out in this next row whether or not these legs are gonna work. And it's honestly going to change the trajectory of the rest of this challenge completely if they don't work. Because if the same trick works, we are absolutely flying. Things should be pretty easy from here on out. Alright, here we go. We're forming a foot. By the way, I've never been happier that I've picked a no-sew pattern for this challenge. Like, that's good information for the future. No-sew has simplified this in a lot of ways. Do you reckon that still reads as a little foot? I know that it's a little on the thin side. I think it'll do for today, but I think I might have to reconsider if I have to change how the feet are made for tomorrow. But I think for today, I'm going to get away with having just little tippy taps. And I can always just make a piece and sew it on there as well. So I think we're okay. Boop. Alrighty, 3 hours and 20 minutes in, and I'm about to do the final row of the tail here, but I just want to add a little bit more stuffing. And honestly, the tail is my least favorite part. I think I need to review what raccoon tails actually look like, because on the little ones, a little tube was fine, but on this big guy, it kind of looks very lemur-y, and I don't think that's accurate. I don't want to change the shape too much, but I think I've overstuffed this as well. It's sticking out at kind of a weird angle. All right, and the final row. So, I've done the math as we went, and this guy has come out at, it's like 3,380 odd stitches with about 84 rows. He also is really heavy. And finish off. Stop that clock. Oh, my hands are actually shaking from being held up in the air so long. So that is exactly 3 hours and 20 minutes on the buzzer. There was a little bit of fussing around at the start that probably added a couple of minutes here and there to it, but I'm happy with that as the final time because it is slightly longer than I would like it to be, but shorter than I thought it would be. There's our boy. See, I don't think that's the shape a raccoon tail actually is. There's our fellow. Now, see the paws? I didn't want to change their shape too much for this one here, but for tomorrow's I might have to reconsider the style of them because I don't know if that's really working. So let me just pop you down and we'll give this guy his nose. Okay, that's probably a big enough snoot for you. Alrighty, and there is day number 4 compared to day number 3, day number 2, and of course, day 1. All right, let's just get our actual measurements here, shall we? Now, I anticipated he would be about 40 centimeters, and it's looking like he's closer. I'd say he's about 36. So he's about 36 centimeters long. He's 15 centimeters high, or 15 centimeters tall, and the width, and he's about 14 centimeters wide. So he's a chunky little fellow. Alrighty, I'll see you guys tomorrow for day 5. Good morning. Okay, so we're here on day 5. It is just after 8 a.m. I even still have the window open, which isn't a normal situation for me, but I'm trying to wake myself up a little bit. But today's going to be a longer one, so we really do have to get started. It is day 5, which means we are making something 16 times the size of our day 1 raccoon. So I have prepped myself with a whole lot of extra yarn, as you can see there. Oh, and I'll also be introducing you to my secret weapon today, but more on that later. And I estimate that today is going to take us between like 12 to 13 hours. That said, on the very slim off chance that we get today's marathon of a project done in less than 9 hours, we will still attempt day 6. But I'm pretty sure today's going to take at least 12 hours. And I also went and got myself a clock timer so I can keep track of exactly how long today's project takes. It's going to be a marathon, not a sprint, so I want to make sure that I take semi-regular breaks. This isn't like yesterday where we could just like pound it all out in one sitting. This is going to, I don't want to like injure myself, but we will be keeping accurate track of how long exactly it takes. Enough of that, let's get started. Oh, that's loud. Okay, are we ready? Let's do this. We're going to know if we're on track based on how long it takes us to finish the head. So if it takes us about 3 hours to finish the head part of this, we're basically hitting the same pace as we have on all of the other days. Anywhere less than 2 hours, and we're actually in pretty good shape. So that gives you guys some goalposts to look out for. That's the size of the snoot. Oh, what am I doing? This is going to be amazing. I love that right now I'm working on a detail that was literally just stitched on for day 1 and was all of like 3 or 4 stitches on day 2? And we are 8 minutes in and I'm still stitching it up. All right, if I'm not mistaken, we've finished day 1, according to this timeline. And just because we resized this guy so often, I'm just stopping to make sure that some of these are in the right spot. But a lot of what we're doing today is trusting the mathematical process, which gets harder to do. Yeah, we'll probably have a better idea after the next row. Gotta say, it's a lot cruisier today. Maybe it's because I know that there is just so much to go. I'd say we're already approximately up to the size of... Oh yeah, there we go, here. We're about the same size as the head of yesterday's. And I gotta say, with the size some of these rows are gonna get to, I'm not frogging. If it's a couple of stitches, fine. But if I discover that I've miscounted something a few rows back, I ain't going back for it. We're gonna just like fix things on the fly and be grateful for the opportunity to do so. Seems awfully low. Okay, we're gonna do it though. Oh, they're the eye stripes. Right, not the ears. That's way better. Okay. Whew. I think that's the end of those black stripes. It is! Don't get me wrong, we still have the white stripes, but there's the black stripes of the eye. These bits. Oh my gosh. Oh, there we go. We've just crossed the boundary of having finished day 3. I think I need to speed up a little. Ooh, just over 1 hour, and we are done with the white, and at least until the tail. Right, I gotta get the ears in the right spot in the next round, which is always kind of one of the trickier bits, because it's like making a prediction that you're not going to find out if it worked or not. For in this case, like 20 rows. I'm having a hard time trusting the process. Positioning time. We have the corners of the cheeks forming. And the ears. I think that looks pretty straight. Just realized I did 3 single crochet into the same stitch instead of 5 in the previous row. Is that going to stop me? No! We're going to chuck some extra increases in and it's going to be fine. Oh good, I did the right number of stitches on this side. So the ears might look a little different, but I think it'll be fine. This is the last colour change for a really long time. Current status? Getting there. This guy can wear it as a helmet. This can't be right. Are we trusting the process? No. I think the process is lying to me. Okay, well, I mean, we've well and truly blown past the 2-hour mark. I think we have about 5 rows to go, give or take, finish closing off these ears. So we should be comfortably within the 3-hour mark, meaning we are on track to finish today. It's just day 6 is looking less and less likely. Oh my gosh, I'm gonna have to go back and do it again. This is getting ridiculous. I think I've spent the last 20 minutes just trying to get this one row right. Final row of the head. It put up a lot more of a fight than I was expecting, and thankfully I think we're still going to come in just under 3 hours, but still, that shouldn't have taken that long. Okay. Pausing. Hi. So that is us roughly 25% of the way through, because like the back of the head has been like a really good benchmark for us this whole time. Not sure how many stitches that is so far because my notes are an absolute chaotic mess. I don't know why that one row gave me so much trouble, but I had to go back and do it like 5 times, which is just kind of killed my momentum a little bit. That said, we are still coming in at under 3 hours. I'm going to stop and I'm going to go have some breakfast. I should have done that before I started, but I'm going to have some breakfast and we'll come back and we'll start working up the legs. Alrighty, we are back. Okay, so that is where we are currently up to. And we're just about to start the legs section, so the front legs. Let's just hit go and get a wriggle on. Just changing angles really quickly because we're about to start making the actual feet. And the feet is like the one part of the pattern I've actively changed between day 4 yesterday and today, because you can see there these are still like little open skippy feet, and I think that we're gonna have to close them off. I don't remember if this was a full ball of yarn at the start of the day, but thankfully I brought supplies before we started this particular one. You guys probably know. I feel like it was not quite as long ago for you as it was for me. Each row is almost 200 stitches around at this point. If I sound tired, that's why. Alright, so those are the little feet. They're basically the same, it's just they close off at the bottom instead of being left as like an open little footy foot. And he's happy and he knows it. Claps his hands. We are just short of 6 hours and I'm about 3 rows shy of where I think the ends of the front legs are, and I thought I was gonna like make it to that point, but my arms are kind of hurting and I'm feeling kind of tired. So I'm going to stop for a little bit. I'm just going to take a little bit of a break and then we'll come back. He is looking large. like quite sizable. You may have noticed that I haven't stuffed him yet. That has been intentional. Just trying to like delay adding any additional weight to him until I can't put it off anymore. Okay, standing directly in front of my filming light there. But nope, that was a good little break. But we're gonna get back into it and do another like 3-hour push and just sort of see where that leaves us. I did the math and we are just over the halfway point. We've done almost 7,000 stitches and there is approximately 5,000 to go. So we're not doing too badly. All right, let's do this. Okay, there we go. I have finished what I would consider to be the front legs section. At this point, we are almost at the 6.5 hour mark. Not too bad, not too bad. We're gonna comfortably arrive within the 24-hour window, but I think the 12-hour mark is probably going to be like the telltale ending point. He's got little hands. So yeah. Let's get started on the back legs. Hey, you want to hear a fun fact? This row, which will be row 80 something, very close to the halfway point in the rows, is going to have like 200 and something stitches, meaning it is basically as many stitches as we used in the entirety of day 3. Is that right? Oh no, it's day 2. That makes way more sense. So this perimeter, it is this. Okay. Allocate your resources. Well, as you see here, we are coming up on 9 hours. I have worked 90 rows so far. I counted. Don't know how many stitches that is, but we must be coming up past the 10,000 stitch mark, I'm guessing. I'll put the number on the screen for you guys so that you guys can all see it. Oh, you might want to see my face in this. Hello. Hang on, I'm just a little loopy. Hi. Sorry. We've been here a while and I'm a little bit loopy. I have opened the window though, so there is oxygen coming in now. That's a story for another day. We are making good progress. But yeah, we have just cruised past 9 hours, which was our stretch goal. So I'm just going to go ahead and say that today is probably the final day of this particular challenge because I don't think it's humanly possible for me to make one any larger within a 24-hour window. Basically, every day has taken 4 times as long as the previous day. So even at 9 hours, we were starting to stretch it. We're at like a 36-hour day 6, and every hour that today takes, it's 4 additional hours that day 6 would take. And so I think that we've reached the limit of human limitation. I don't know, guys. It's been a long day. So I'm just going to pop you back on some angle where you can see what's going on. And this is all going to go a lot faster for you than it is for me. And I haven't forgotten about my secret weapon. It's to do with the stuffing. We are getting there. He's helping. That guy's watching the clock, which is not ticking. He's helping. Just past hour 10. I'm going to pause it while we talk. And we have a whole raccoon. No, we've just finished the back legs section. We are down to just 64 stitches around, and my goodness, do those rows feel quick. But that means we are starting the tail, and the tail is like almost 70 rows of 36 single crochet. But before we do that, we're gonna stuff it, and I've got a plan for this. See, what the plan is, I'm gonna use regular stuffing for the head and the legs, but then I've got the secret weapon. Beans! I didn't want him to sag too much, and these are a lot lighter, but it means that I had to wait until he had more of a nozzle to stuff through. So, beans! And of course, after crocheting solidly for the last, give or take, 10 hours, and it's now 10:30 at night, it seems like the perfect time to experiment with a new medium. So here is our fellow. The timer is still paused. This doesn't count as crochet time because we're stopping to experiment. Yes, for anybody who's wondering, we have reached the weird part of the stream. Hello. So I'm thinking that just the head is going to get stuffed, and I was going to use safety eyes for him, but the more I thought about it, the more I thought crochet ones might be nicer, so they now officially count as a detail that we will worry about after. So first things first, we've got to stuff this head. Point of this is just so that like all of those details we bothered to stitch in and literally spent hours making aren't lost forever to the beans, but then the main body will be a bit lighter, a little bit fluffier. Go out for an emergency stuffing run tomorrow, because we can't go now. It's one of those things where like it's not until you stuff it that you actually get to see what it looks like. So this is kind of a moment of catharsis. Okay. So blown up at this size, you can really see like the twist in the ears. So I think I managed to get those eye patches pretty straight. Alrighty, and then I was thinking maybe some stuffing into each of the little legs as well, so the leggies. Cool, okay, so that's the legs and the head stuffed, and then the body is all big and empty. But now that we've done that, he's kind of just like a giant hand puppet at the moment. Please focus. I'm actually thinking that this is still a really big opening to put beans through, so I might close this off. I think the next few rows is designed to close off to the base of the tail, and I think maybe after that is when we'll do the beans. At least now you know what the secret weapon is. Look at them slosh. It's more delightful in person. Because otherwise, I'm just imagining myself sitting there trying to crochet with beans flying everywhere. Whereas like if I get a little bit of the tail worked up, we can then plug it with some stuffing and not worry about it anymore. Third ball. Okay, we're ready. There's no way this could go wrong, right? I'm not going to end up with like staticky beans all over every surface of my house. Benjamin, maybe you can be helpful. I have a bin. Hello. And I'm thinking I'm going to place the raccoon in the bin. They like it. It's apparently their natural habitat. And then we're going to funnel beans through the opening in the tail and just hope for the best. Is that the right end to do this in? Oh no, this end's better. This end's better because it's got no plastic flap. It's too late to go back now. Oh no. There we go. A little bit at a time. This is working. Whoa, how are we full already? By the way. Oh, we're not. We are a long way from full. And again. Little spill at the end there. But all contained within Benjamin. He's getting fuller, but he's also not. Quite a bizarre thing to witness. So, it was an interesting experiment because at once he's full of beans, but I don't think they're strong enough to like actually push out the shaping very much. However, now that his main cavity has kind of like been partially filled with beans, I think I can maybe supplement that with like stuffing to help the areas that need to poke out a little bit more, and it's still been like a net gain. Plus, lots of beans for future experiments. Oh, I swear I poured a lot in him. They're loose. They're everywhere. He does make a charming rustle sound, listen. Needs a little finessing, but so far, so good. Okay, it is time for the final push. All he really needs at this junction, delightful critter that he is his tail. 60 to 80 rows of 36 stitches in stripes. I'm going to make this as painless as possible for you. Well, my hands feel like they've recently done 12,170 stitches. How are y'all's feeling? But we are nearly done with his stripy butt scarf. I can't even fit him on screen. You want to move up a little bit, buddy? I can be a blur in the background. We're down to the final 6 stitches. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. And finish off. Oh, well, I'm going to level with y'all. It is late at night. I know this timer says, what, 12 hours and 36 minutes? But it is well after 1 a.m. and it has been a very long day. But there is our day 6. Now, he still needs a face and a nose, but given that it is the middle of the night, I have decided I'm going to do those in the morning because they don't count towards the time anyway. But what we will do right now is finalize this fellow's measurements. So, this is how I was doing it before, but as you can see, he does not fit on the camera. This is day 2. This is day 1. Do not adjust your TV sets. This is not a drill. So maybe I'll prop you over here. Give you like an angled view. Oh, that's not too bad. We can work with that. All right, let's get the measuring tape out. His overall length from nose to the tip of his tail is about 80 centimeters. His height, let's say that's about 28. And his width, also known as his level of chonk, it's also, so that's about 24 or 25. Let's say 25. So those are his measurements. And there we go. a little size comparison here. Right, so as I mentioned, that is where we are going to call this particular challenge. Get that bag of stuffing out the way, because I don't think that I am personally capable of getting anything remotely close to finished on a day 6. So day 5 took me about 12.5 hours. I'll round to 13 hours, which means day 6 would likely have taken in the realm of 52 hours. So that's obviously well outside a 24-hour window, which was the point of this challenge. You'll have to let me know in the comments what is your favorite size? Because I'd say most of the patterns I make are like a day 3 level size, with the 12 days of crochet existing at a day 2 level size, and that is an option. I am willing to release the tiny raccoon as part of the 12 days of crochet, but you have to get on board with the mischief gang, that's all I'm saying. And I very, very rarely work on the day 5 end of the scale. Oh, and the little guy's just gone. But anyway, that is it for today. Okay, bye. Now, the other extremely important metric here is, do they stack? And I'm pleased to inform you that wonderful.